We have arrested 2 boys in relation to this incident. They are currently in custody with us at this moment. That's a 14 and 15-year-old boy. They've been arrested to this incident. We are confident, based on the information that we have at this time, this is an isolated and targeted attack.
This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. Everyone is familiar with murders in relation to gang violence, over postcodes, girls, money, respect. But a new phenomenon that has started to occur in the past few years is murders via social media, and specifically Snapchat. I've covered several cases where Snapchat is the main reason that people have had arguments, and this has led to somebody getting killed. Reece Tansey was 15 years old when he was chased down by 2 teenagers in Bolton last year. CCTV footage shows the moment the 2 boys, who weren't named until today, chased down Reece and then stabbed him 5 times. Reece banged on a nearby house, desperately pleading for help in his final moments before he fell to the ground. 2 passers-by tried to help him, and just before Reece died, he told one of them the names of his killers. Police arrived minutes later and Reece was found, and the young boy was rushed to a Salford hospital. He was pronounced dead at 5:45 a.m. The post-mortem revealed the teen died from multiple stab wounds, and the coroner said that the blade was likely to be 10 to 12 centimetres. And the police revealed in the trial one of the boys that killed him, the first thing he did after the murder was post a Snapchat video where he showed himself carrying a knife covered in blood with the caption, "Muppet." First thing this child thought about after he killed somebody was that he needed to document it on Snapchat and share it with somebody. The 2 teenagers that killed Reece messaged each other on the evening, and boy B said to boy A, "I thought it would only go through his coat, so I kept doing it. He's dead now." Both of the teenagers have been found guilty at Manchester Crown Court, and the Judge Justice Farby said that this was a long-standing hate between boy B and Reece, and boy A had been brought into the dispute to support him. During the 3-week trial, the jurors heard that the 2 boys were goading Reece and his friend into meeting them, but he was initially reluctant, and the court heard that he sent a message to his friend saying that, "I'm getting brought into your shit again, and I ain't in no fucking mood." So that would insinuate that Reece believed that he wasn't involved in this disagreement that started on Snapchat. It was his friend that was initially involved, and Reece had somehow became involved. After a lot of back and forth between the 2 sets of boys, Reece and his friend agreed to meet boy A and boy B, who I'll name in a second, at Great Lever Park to try to resolve this issue. But while Reece went to the meeting, his friend had actually messaged him just before to say that he was staying in bed. Reece didn't receive this message, so when he turned up, he was alone, and the 2 boys that killed him were armed with a knife. Richard Wright, the QC in the case, said that there was a subculture occurring where children were attracted to violence on social media, and specifically Snapchat. Mr. Wright said it's a fact that young people find this culture and engage in it, and it's driven by social media, and this led to them meeting up. He added that this is mainly due to the fact that children are more likely to be susceptible to social media interactions and bravado. In a victim impact statement, Reece's mother said Reece was 15 years old and he made us smile every single day. He comes from a protective family and he looked after his little brother, and he thought he was the man of the house. The identities of the 2 teenagers was only revealed after their conviction. The judge lifted reporting restrictions to prevent the boys being named, and today it's been reported that boy A was James White, 15 years old himself, and boy B was Mark Nuttall, 15 years old as well, and they are both from Bolton in Greater Manchester. White received a 15-year sentence, and his co-accomplice was jailed for 6 years at Manchester Crown Court. The killers met up after arranging a fight over Snapchat in the early hours of May the 4th. The boys went to Walker Avenue in Bolton, where the altercation broke out and Nuttall stabbed Reece with a kitchen knife 6 times. Following the attack, the defendants ran off and left Reece severely injured. Local residents and emergency services tried to help, but he died shortly after. A witness called Arshad Mahmood, who tried to help him, said that he pulled up to the house and he was shouting, "Help." I could see the state of him and he was covered in blood quite badly. The boy knocked on a few doors trying to get help. After seeing the lights were on, You could see blood marks on the doorsteps of the houses, and Mr. Mahmood said it's a terrible thing to happen, to watch a teenage boy beg for his life. Following the death of Reece, the local school started to do an initiative where they spoke to the pupils about knife crime, and they said that dozens of knives have been handed in since. But to me, that definitely highlights the fact of what was the knives doing there anyway. Why did children feel the need to have to bring knives into school or to even need a knife at that age? Reece's father is called Ian Nice, and he wants tougher sentences for murderers that carry knives. And he said that he's already spoken out about the effects of Reece's murder and recently formed the Bolton Stop Knife Crime group. And they are supported by the Bolton Wanderers Remembrance Group. He and his son were both big fans of the club, and Mr. Nice and his son looked forward to the weekend where he could go to a football match with his dad. His mother and father had no idea that Reece had left the house, and this was exactly the same with the killers as well. Their parents thought they was asleep in bed. It definitely goes to show that maybe kids are getting cleverer, and also maybe parents are becoming more naive to the fact that social media has a massive influence on children, and we have to really understand that, or this is just going to get worse and worse and worse. So I really appreciate you joining me today, and my condolences to the family of Reece. I'm going to be back very shortly with some more news, and I'd really appreciate it if you followed me online at Scarcity Studios on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter and Facebook, and send your stories to news@scarcitystudios.com. Peace.